Chapter 86, 9 Nether Divine Body. After Sanshi walked for a while, the vegetation gradually grew taller. Soon, it was filled with large trees that were 20 to 30 feet tall. A primordial aura immediately enveloped him. There was even a fog between the plants that condensed and did not disperse. After walking for a few miles, he encountered a huge tree that was more than 1,000 feet tall. It looked especially spectacular. He looked up in surprise and found a huge mud ball hanging on the tree trunk. There was a buzzing sound echoing, and many egg-sized black hornets were flying about. Holy Shastaris T! Such a huge hornet. One would be enough to sting someone to death. He clicked his tongue in wonder, as expected of the Thousand Poisons mountain range. To encounter such a dangerous poisonous creature at even the periphery, it's obviously extremely dangerous to be here. This place is not bad. He set the resurrection point under the nest of hornets. With such a huge hornet's nest, there shouldn't be anyone here. Just as he thought that no one would come and provoke the hornet's nest, a glowing stone came crashing down. Crack! Thebble of mud, which was bigger than a house, was smashed into pieces and fell to the ground. The stone landed on the ground first. Sanshi took a closer look. It was actually a spirit stone. Just as he was stunned by the sight, whoosh! A buzzing sound erupted, and a black cloud suddenly surged out of the broken hornet's nest. It circled in the air again and again furiously. Sanshi was speechless. Was somebody so bored that they chose to smash his hornet's nest? He quickly glanced at the person who threw the spirit stones. In the sky, a huge black ship floated by. This ship had an antique appearance and was nearly 1,000 feet long. It was shaped like a big fish and had a loft on it. It felt like an aircraft carrier. However, this thing was not a product of technology. Instead, it was a special Dharma treasure of the cultivation world. Its surface was engraved with mysterious and cold runes that formed a complicated array formation. His gaze shifted, and he quickly discovered a little girl in a black short skirt at the bow of the ship. The latter was tossing another spirit stone down. The culprit was none other than this person. Upon closer inspection, this girl was as delicate as an elf. However, she was an evil elf. As she was throwing down the stones, she appeared extremely lively, like a blooming spider lily in the netherworld. Her eyes were pitch black and sparkling. Her eyebrows were curved, and her skin was fairer than snow. It made her cherry lips look even redder and was quite eye-catching. Her red lips were like a crimson winter plum against the snow. However, no matter how beautiful she was, it could not hide the fact that she was up to no good. At this moment, this little girl with a strange temperament was smiling as she looked at the angry Sanshi. Her exposed calves and feet were white and flawless as they sway happily. Whose brat does this belong to? Why is nobody disciplining her? Don't you know that throwing things at high altitudes is very dangerous? Sanshi pointed at this baffling girl and complained. Are you very angry? Come to the boat and hit me. After being scolded by Sanshi, the girl smiled happily, like a little demon, and started to provoke Sanshi. Sanshi looked at the distance between them. He had yet to learn how to fly on a sword, so he could not fly up. Even if he really went up, he would not be able to win her either. However, he would not lose. He braced himself and said, "If you have the ability, come down and I will beat you up until you are crying for mercy. You're so interesting, you still have the time to scold me. Shouldn't you be running away right now? The poisonous hornets are coming to sting you." The girl giggled. It sounded crisp, but it also had a demonic quality to it which made one's hair stand on end. At this moment, Sanshi realized that something was wrong. The light above his head suddenly dimmed. Buzzbews. A large cloud of hornets pounced on him under the tree. F***CK. Little girl, don't let me catch you, or I'll beat your butt until you cry. Sanshi did not expect hornets to come to him instead of taking revenge on this girl. He gloomily spewed a harsh sentence, turned around and ran. Just as he dodged, the black cloud swept past a big tree. Immediately, the tree trunk became full of holes. Then, with a sizzling sound, it was corroded until it turned black. Then, the entire tree trunk broke with a crack. Sanshi's expression changed. He did not know if his Dharma body could withstand being stung by this thing. If he could not withstand it but did not die for a while, it would be too tragic of a death. He quickly used the phantom image steps and foreshadows appeared. They shuttled through the forest and greatly dispersed the pursuit of the poisonous hornets. Soon, Sanchi was engulfed by the dense fog. A portion of the poisonous hornets did not catch up to him and circled around for a while before returning back. On the black ship, the girl's smile turned into dissatisfaction. He ran so fast. I wanted to see him stung into a sieve. With just one sentence, he could tell that she was not a normal person. Miss Yoayu, we have to go. This time, we didn't follow the rules and killed many people from the Great Jin dynasty. The spiritual kings of the realm will probably come over in a fit of anger and take revenge. An old man in linen clothes walked out of the pavilion on the ship and said respectfully to the girl, if Sanchi was here, he would have been able to recognize the old man as Old Man Nightmare. This old man that many cultivators fear was actually so polite to such a little girl at this very moment. If someone who didn't know the situation saw this, their jaws would probably drop. Grandpa Meng, can't we play a little longer? I just found an interesting toe. Lu Yoayu kicked her legs, pouted her red lips and wheedled at the old man. Miss, we really cannot. I have to ensure your safety. Old Man Nightmare smiled bitterly. Just killing some outstanding young people from the Demon Slayers division this time was already enough to make them furious. If they knew that a newborn Nether divine Mahdi like you is here, I'm afraid there will be really big trouble. Alright, let's go. We'll play next time we meet this person. Lu Yoayu nodded regretfully. She jumped up from the side of the boat and flew towards the attic without touching the ground. Sanchi was chased for a while before he managed to get rid of all the hornets. He turned around and raised his middle finger at the sky. Little girl, you'd better not let me catch you. Otherwise, I'll let you know what discipline is. Angrily, he kicked a rock. The head-sized rock flew out and hit a humanoid object. His eyes narrowed. Through the fog, he found many dried corpses lying around. They all exhibited traces of combat. Although it seemed to have happened not long ago, there was no blood at all. Sanchi felt his blood run cold. These corpses couldn't have died from being leeched, right? He hated suffering this kind of death the most. With a wave of his hand, a circle of wind formed under his palm. It blew away a lot of the fog with a heat wave, revealing a larger radius. Numerous corpses lay on the ground in a mess. Weapons, flags and horses were mixed in. Iron pots and food spillage could be seen lying around beside the tattered tent. Caw, caw. At this moment, a few crows were alarmed by the sudden wave of hot wind. They flew up and let out dissatisfied croaks as they stared coldly at Sanchi. A dried corpse beside him suddenly rolled its eyes. A blood-colored worm crawled out. Its tentacles swayed in the air for a moment before retreating. Could this be the army that suppressed our rebellion? Sanchi muttered. From the looks of it, they were really wiped out.